All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we want to walk you through a project that we have just recently completed in Delta State. We've not done the finishing, but just the carcass has been completed somewhere between Anioma and Iseluku. And the thing about this project is, you know, you're going to learn something here. And what are you going to learn? Or probably something you know. But when we got to this project, the day of the setting out, we got there and Engineer Desmond and the team were trying to do the set out only for us to discover a lot of problems in the architectural drawing of the house and everything. And if not for the expertise of Engineer Desmond, we would not have, like, if it was just any random engineer, I don't think that house would have come out the way it ended up coming out, because it took the land, because of the way the land was positioned and everything, it took a lot of expertise to be able to correct the mistake that was the mistakes that was made by the architect while they were designing the house on ground. So all those things are some of the highlights that we're going to cover in this video. But first of all, let me give you a brief history of how this project came about. So the client met us here on the channel and reached out. We got talking, and one thing led to another. We started the project and all of that. So, engineer.
Yes, sir.
What was the day we were doing the setting out of this house? What was the major challenge that you faced in trying to set out this house? That is very important so we don't forget it during our discussion.
Yeah, it is a major highlight so that we learn, we ourselves learn, and then even our subscriber here and everyone listening to us can also learn. But I think we should take it for a little bit from the top.
Okay.
Okay, good. So, like you said, the client reached out, and then somewhere around May, May last 2024, and then we got talking, I saw your job, I like your work, and I also saw that you work around Delta. We say, fine, we work everywhere, as our answer will be, and that's what it is. So they sent a drawing.
Yeah.
It was like two brothers trying to, but it was one person actually, but they sent the drawing that we should go on with the BOQ, which BOQ was done and duly paid for the BOQ, And then it was now talking stage, planning and all that, according to rainy season. Oh, okay, let's just wait rain, and we got talking, and then finally we need to inspect the site. I remember the site inspection was on July 24th. Can't forget the day. Now, there's something I want to say here is that for a lot of our clients here, the ones who are reaching out, because once you reach out, they are our clients. We have to have a first-class treatment. We are missing things here. And what is the things we are missing? When you ask us to do inspection, when you ask us to work for you, there's inspection and there's a BOQ.
Yes.
These two things should not be rolled out. There's inspection and there's a BOQ. This will now give birth to that land problem. Okay, because now, when we visited the place, we're still having a building there.
Yeah. Okay,
so we're told that this is where the building will situate, an old building, and that we eventually demolished and put up the new one, an old bungalow, And then there were things to be avoided. What were the things to avoid? There's a fence on this side. Of course, there's what we call offset. You don't build to the fence. You must give it sufficient space. And then there's also a grave on the right-hand side that needed to be avoided.
Yes, the grave of the father their father.
Entirely. Those sort of things. It's a village house. This is in someone's country home. Yes. Now, the architect didn't come to the site to take measurements. But I'm sure I think from our client, he told them that he came there. But I'm sure he did not come. Yes, but even if he had come, it was a shabby job. So when we got to the site finally to start up this job, it was a terrible experience. We were there. Yeah, at least we had people who came from Lagos to pray for the project and all that. And then after setting out, we noticed that the parlor was looking like a school chapel. It was no formation, everything, the architecture was so bad and everything. And trust us, this is what we do. We have done a lot of modifications on site. And then, so after setting up the house, and we noticed that the house is touching the fence. The house should even break the fence and pass through your wall and go to the road. And then even the grave shouldn't be existing. which is not what was it. So we have to now start cracking brain and start calling our clients. Oh, this is what we noticed. Okay, engineer, that's when I employ your expertise. But we're told that the guy who did this drawing are not, not just the small architect in the society of Nigeria. But let's not go there, okay? Because mistakes, I don't know. Everybody makes it, but there are some mistakes that is just so obvious anyway. So we played in our expertise, and then we were able to set up the house. And then, trust me, this project was discussed from the beginning of the project that, okay, we are going to provide materials, you stay on a
the client says so.
Thank you.
I think this now brings me to something that I always tell a lot of the clients that reach out to us every time. Whenever I mention that we need to go and do a site inspection, a lot of them will usually rebel and say, no, you don't need to go and inspect the site. It is a flatbed land, it is a so and so place. Just go ahead and tell me, give me a BOQ, or look at the drawing and do. But the situation you just narrated now is one of the major reasons why we go for site inspections. Because if we were the ones that were that did that drawing, trust me, before that drawing started, before our architect would have done that drawing, would have gone to the place first to inspect the property, inspect the land, check everything before the drawing starts. Because I have seen that for most people, they just think that, okay, just go to the place and start building, I have money. But there are things that, from an engineering perspective, we must consider them before we consider putting a structure on the ground, So that is the major reason for those of you who have reached out to us, and we insist that we have to do a site inspection no matter the distance. We've explained other scenarios that had happened in the past. In the past, when people reach out to us and say, okay, I have a project, my house is in so-and-so, or my countryside is in so-and-so place, you people should just do a drawing. We just go ahead and do the drawing and then do the bill of quantity. But over time, we discovered that we're having more challenges than we expected when we just go ahead and just do a bill of quantity and a drawing without proper investigations or findings, right? So each time you reach out to us and we say we want to go and do a site inspection first, what Engineer Desmond just explained down is one of the reasons why a site inspection is super necessary. Okay, Engineer, back to the project at hand now.
In addition to what you just said,
okay.
Now, one of the things that we discussed was we are going to be buying materials in bulk.
Okay, with the clients?
With the clients.
Okay.
Trust me, when we did the BOQ, the cement was 8,000 naira. But we were able to use our vendor, and our client bought the cement in a truckload that was far less, like I think it was for 7,000 something, and then about 7,300 or 7.
Wow.
Yes.
That's 800 naira savings.
Exactly. I did less than 7,300 something.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Exactly. But now, what was the other challenge? If not that we did the site inspection, there was no road for a trailer load to go in there. But if we had not, so we now have to figure out something in our head on how that can work and which we end up achieving it. How about the rods? It was bought in a very reduced price through our vendor, and the truck came in and delivered these things. So those are the achievements that happen when you visit a site prior to project commencement. You can go on.
All right, so how much the BOQ you give to the client? Yeah? How much did the BOQ say?
Well, this project we were asked to do the BOQ that is inclusive of carcass and the finishing.
Okay.
But of course, we segment it. It was segmented. Okay, this house, we've not even talked about the formation of the house. The house is a 4-bedroom duplex. Okay. One room down. This room contains ante, the parlor, one room and institute, the dining, kitchen, and then they stay with a laundry, pantry. Then you go up, you have a family room, family parlor upstairs, and have the other 3 rooms. Okay. That's the content of this house.
Yes, and you didn't mention specifically that parlor. I like the...
Yes, it has a void parlor. The house has a void parlor. That's the void that you don't have a taking over it.
Okay, so just straight to the roof.
Straight to the roof. So you have a balcony that sees the parlor. That is the formation of this house.
Okay.
Okay, so the total cost of carcass was 37,715,000.
Okay.
That was the cost of the carcass as I did.
That's a BOQ you did.
The BOQ for years for this job. And trust me, this is May last year.
May 2024.
May 2024.
Okay.
Yes, May 2024. Then we did a comprehensive BOQ that we were asked to also do the finishing, and we did the finishing. The finishing came out to 67,200,000. So the total cost for carcass
And the BOQ.
and the finishing,
sorry.
was 104,000.
104 million.
104 million, sorry, 915,000. So approximately 105 million naira.
Okay.
Approximately.
Approximately,
Yeah,
if
approximately.
that's what the BOQ stated.
Exactly.
Okay.
As at then. So, but this job didn't really commence that May, as I said. We started October, I think. Was it October? Yes.
Okay.
We started October, and then after the first decade, we had a break. You know, we had a break for about 3 weeks, and then we came back and spent less than a month. And that October, we started, I think in 1 month time, we were already...
The roofing.
1 month plus, no. It's a duplex.
Okay.
1 month plus, we already... Decking.
Yeah.
Then we had a break for about 3 weeks, and then we came back, and then we completed it to the carcass level.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so, and I'm also, I also understand that for the blocks that were used in this house, you handle the molding?
Yes. After the discussion on May, when we visited the site, 2 weeks before we moved into site, I sent my molding team ahead of time. Yes, I sent my molding team, so because the client's responsibility was to provide materials, and he has a manager who was readily available to do that, as discussed, as we agreed, as agreed by the parties, exactly. So we sent our team 2 weeks before we moved to site. They started molding blocks, and there's an old building at the very position, is in the video, that we need to situate the new building. So after 1 week of molding, we sent more team to add up with the other team. They started demolishing the old houses. Upon finishing of these things, we move into site. As at then, our team has gotten sufficient blocks that took us that we used in starting the project.
Okay.
Yes.
Quick question.
Yes, sir.
I know I've asked you this question before in the past, but I'll ask you again anyway.
Okay.
If I wanted to build a house, will you rather have me buy blocks from a cement factory, or you rather I mold the blocks? Option A or B? Buy blocks or mold blocks?
B. With reasons. All of them have their reasons and explanations.
Please explain.
Okay. Option A is buy.
Buy, yes.
Option B is mold.
Mold, yes.
Okay, let's start by A. Buy. You really, at most points in time, have the quality and also the savings.
Okay.
Because the person who is molding to sell is making his own gain. And then, so most times, some block industry, we have to mold up to 40 blocks, 50, 60
for one bag
of cement.
Okay.
But we don't do that. Private molding, we do not more than 35, just like this project. It was 35 we're molding.
35 9 inches blocks,
yes,
per bag of cement.
Yes, either 9 inches or 6 inches, the same thing.
Okay.
Apparently. So you see that kind of arrangement. So you know how much, now someone using 1 bag of cement to produce 60 blocks or 50, and the other person using 1 bag to produce, so you can...
The durability will not be...
Can weigh the balance. And then that's just it, because building has to do with integrity. So you make the choice. So like we said in this project here, as we are discussing, that we send our team ahead of time to start molding.
Okay.
Exactly. So because they mold, we go, and then even as they're working, they're molding. So if you want it fast, you mold. But if you don't do now, if there's no time, like what we do in Lagos, we go to a block producing the company and give them our specification.
Okay.
And then, but if the job is that kind of vast, like some of the jobs we do somewhere in Abia, we bring in the guys to the site.
Okay.
And then that's fine.
Oh, nice.
So you will not come and start blaming engineers. But if you need to buy, we need to check and vet. Like last week Sunday, we had a meeting with one of our clients who wants to be working for soon. And then we just told him, we said they have someone who mows in the area. So right there and then we call the person and say, this is what we need.
And please, it's important to mention that client, to meet the client.
We met the client. But 90% of our clients currently, we met them online.
Yeah,
them on
on this channel.
On this very building phase. You know, so we had that meeting, and then right there and then, we conclude that, okay, he's going to provide us materials and we're going to work for him. And then we put a call on the molding guy and tell him what we want. And then upon arrival on site, when we are ready to start, we will still vet the block. Because I am the person who will explain whether it's okay or it's not. But trust me, when your work is good, it is good, it stands out.
Okay. Okay, let's go back. All right, so fine. We've established now that it's better you mold your blocks than buy.
Yeah.
And even if you want to buy, you should give the people that will produce the blocks your specifications
what you want, yes.
for them to produce according to your spec. Okay. All right, guys, there you have it. This is not supposed to be a long video. This is just a direct video of, we just wanted to talk about the job and show it to you. Now, our usual style is we'll go into tiny details, mentioning amounts and all of that. But sometimes it's difficult to do that when we are not the ones that acquired the materials, right?
Yeah.
Like if you look at our previous videos, like the 12-bedroom duplex, that one, all the acquisition of the materials were in our hands. So we knew how much each item cost and all. But in this very project, sometimes the client will use maybe a family or a relative to do something and all. Basically, he controls the process of the materials. So we can't really give the specifics of how much each material costs and all of that. Like in our other videos, like the other project we showed you in Owerri recently, that we are finishing right now. Yeah. If you notice, we were able to mention prices of even to the smallest bag of the POP cement, the tiles and all. We could tell you how much that cost, because that one, the acquisition of the materials is 80% in our hands, right? Except just a few things that we don't control. You will say 100%. Oh, 100%. Let me just say 100%, because even the things that we don't control, it is still we that that vet for the people that bring it and everything. Yeah. So, but for this very project, it's a bit dicey because the client is controlling the materials.
We're on labor strictly.
And so we were on labor strictly and a couple of things. That's why we're telling you how much the BOQ of the project sit from start to finish. And but if you need further details or explanations, it's quite simple. Our numbers are showing on the screen right now. You just shoot us a WhatsApp message or you give us a call. We'll attend to you and we'll answer all the questions that you have, right? So, Desmond, any closing remarks before?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. We thank you for always being there, and then we promise not to disappoint you. Keep trusting in us. Cheers.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Have a happy new year.